Hey, P students. So this video is going to walk you through the scoring for the AP exam for the rhetorical analysis essay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so this is the scoring criteria for the rhetorical analysis. You can earn upwards to 6 points for each of the essays for the AP exam, 0 being the lowest, 6 being the highest. Okay, so this is breaking down to specific reporting categories. This is the rubric that the AP scoring panel is going to use when they read your essay and score your essay. So I will be using the same exact rubric for whatever rhetorical analysis essays you produce for class this year. So the first part talks about the thesis statement. Okay, we have the thesis statement here, and 0 points. 0 points. You get 0 points for a thesis if there's no defensible thesis. It has to have a coherent, defensible thesis that addresses an author's claim. The intended thesis only restates a prompt. You're not restating a prompt or providing a summary for what you read. You're analyzing the language and its effect and how those strategies bridge all the purpose, the occasion, and the audience together. And then there's a thesis, but it does not respond to the prompt. So that earns you 0 points. You do get the point when it responds to a prompt with a defensible thesis and analyzes the writer's rhetorical choices. That gets you a solid point. Responses that do not earn this point only restate the prompt. They don't address the rhetorical choices, which is the heart of the essay. The intended thesis simply describes or repeats the text. You're not doing that. You're not writing a summary. Okay, it does require a claim that requires a defense. The thesis responds to the prompt. This is how you get the point. It responds to the prompt rather than restating or rephrasing the prompt and clearly articulates a defensible thesis about the rhetorical choices. Okay? So the thesis can appear anywhere within the essay. A thesis that meets the criteria can be awarded the point whether or not the rest of the response successfully supports the line of reasoning. So typically, I always like to introduce the thesis towards the end of the between the transition of the introductory paragraph and the first body paragraph. You want your AP scoring panel, you want those readers to be able to quickly identify that defensible thesis so you can get that point immediately. Okay, so that covers row A for thesis. Next part of the scoring, this goes to your evidence and commentary of your rhetorical choices. Looking here, I've color coded it. It goes on a scale from 0 to 4 points. What I have over here in red, what I've boxed in red over here, you're trying to aim on this side of the rubric. You're trying to score on the 3-4 range, okay, to make sure you're working your way. Because in case you don't earn a point in any of the other categories, you want to make sure you're falling within that rubric scoring to get you the best possible score, okay? So this kind of walks you can see this is highlighted. These are the main indicators here for the body, for the evidence and the commentary. You're not restating, you're not repeating information, you're not giving anything that's irrelevant. That's not going to get you a score. You're not summarizing, you're not this provides non-specific references. Be very specific. What I tell my students when we're writing rhetorical analysis, identify and write about the rhetorical strategies that you're confident about writing. Okay, go in and analyze it and pick out those that you know you can write a solid essay on. Don't try to impress the reader by trying to identify something that you might not know have a depth of knowledge on. Identify for sure what you can write confidently about. Don't be vague. Be relevant. Okay. Um, 0 or 1, this doesn't really provide any commentary. The commentary is the heart of the paper. They want to see your line of reasoning and how it connects to the analyzing the writer's choices, rhetorical choices. So you have to show them how you are thinking and processing through these strategies. You could get 2 points for direct quotes or paraphrases that are relevant to your thesis, but provides commentary, but it repeats or oversimplifies the cited information. So you're one thing I do notice a lot with writing, people tend to repeat themselves a lot. Don't do that. Don't oversimplify it. Use your commentary, draw it to real experience, real examples, and make sure that bridges with your evidence. And then a solid body of evidence and commentary. You make textual references just with quotes and paraphrases. That stays the same up here, but here's the differences between the 3 and the 4. You provide commentary that explains the relationship between evidence and thesis. That's important. You explain the relationship. But however, it's uneven or limited. And then a 4, it's well-developed commentary, and it consistently and explicitly explains the relationship between the evidence and the thesis. Okay? So responses that can earn 3 or 4 points. It provides commentary that is developed and insightful. And then for a 4, it provides commentary that engages the details of the text and draws conclusions about the rhetorical choices. But it integrates evidence from the text to support your analysis. So that gets you into that range of 3 or 4. It's consistent. It explains the relationship between evidence and the thesis, and it is consistent. Okay. Again, you're not writing a summary. This is your reasoning. Now, they're going to look at sophistication. And when I think about sophistication, I think about the actual style of the writing. Okay. I'm going to let you read through what does not earn you the point because you guys can read this. I'm going to focus on what earns you the point. So you demonstrate sophistication of thought and of or complex understanding of the rhetorical situation. You must know the rhetorical situation of the passage you are reading on the AP exam. And that's important because you have to be able to analyze and break the prompt down to understand the passage, which I'm going to walk you through for our first prompt this week. Okay. Responses that earn this point may demonstrate sophistication of thought and or complex understanding of the rhetorical situation. So you're crafting a thesis that demands nuanced consideration of the evidence. You're trying to bring your reader in. Okay. You're explaining the significance of it and the relevance of it through the purpose of the text. Okay. You're engaging in concession or rebuttal. You're thinking about arguments and how you're addressing those. You're recognizing and accounting for contradictions or complexities within the text, engaging and having a conversation with it. Okay. Looking at the claims. What are the claims trying to say? How is the rhetorical strategy playing into the effect of those claims the writer is trying to get across? Making effective rhetorical choices that strengthen the force and impact of the argument and utilizes prose style that is vivid, persuasive, and convincing. When I prose, I'm talking about how are you using your word choices in your writing? How are you using your transitional words and phrases? How are you connecting and bridging your ideas from your variations of sentences? That is style, and that is bringing in the reader. So this is perhaps the hardest point to earn because we don't really think about the style and the craft of it while we're writing. Because in reality, you only have 40 minutes to write an essay. So you're going to have about 5 minutes to break down the prompt and read the passage and analyze it. And then you need to be spending about at least, 30 minutes, I would say at least 35 minutes writing the essay itself. So this takes a lot of practice, which luckily all year we're going to have to do, and by the end of it, we'll be able to master these concepts. So that is the AP rubric for rhetorical analysis. Please take some time to review this while you're working on your assignment this week. Keep it handy while we're working on the writing assignment. This is going to give you your guide of what to look for and what to expect. Okay, that's all I have. Be on the lookout for the next video for our prompt.